Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rebecca, and today I'm going to be reacting to women on the Fresh and Fit podcast that are talking about pregnancy and having children and their opinion about that. So if you want to see my reaction, then just keep on watching.
Women will see you as a liability if she provides both emotional and financial support. Facts. That's why you got to make more money than her. Moreover, I've said this before, be a bum and be discarded, become and be rewarded. Furthermore, Becky, as women hit 30 plus, pregnancies drop, you can't wait for him. Okay.
There you go.
Fair enough.
All right. And
Not everyone wants kids though.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Your mindset's going to change drastically in the next 5 years.
Everyone says that, but I don't think so.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it is going to change. I was one of these women. I was 21, 25, even 27, and I thought I never wanted kids. That was a lie that I was telling myself and for the approval of other people. For some reason, I think that modern feminists believe that if we spew out the fact that we don't want children, other people will respect that, when in fact we are lying to ourselves. I know so many women today that can't have kids, that waited too long, that had to freeze their eggs and wait a long time and probably will never have those children. And it's sad to see young women today getting spewed out this lie that it's cool to not have kids, or it's trendy to not have kids, or even think that. Trust me, I was this woman. I lied to myself, I lied to my friends, I lied to my family, I lied to a lot of people, but most importantly, I lied to myself, and it hurt me the most. And now I'm 32 years old, and I pray to God every single day that my husband and I will have children. And luckily, with all the testing that I've done, everything looks good. But there's so many women in their 20s, in their early 20s, that find out that they can't even have children, and they wait until they're 30 or in their mid 30s, and by that time it's too late, or they don't have enough of the hormones to have children, and their estrogen is low, their progesterone is low, and it's really sad to watch, because at that point it really is, you know, an adoption option or a surrogate and stuff like that, and those things are very, very expensive. So that is just my quick take on this so far. There's so much more.
But
thinking and mind changing is two different things.
Yeah. Yeah,
guys.
The thought of pregnancy gives me actual nightmares.
Same.
Like wake up sweating type shit. I don't. That's like one of my biggest fears, to be honest. I might adopt one day, but as in me personally birthing a child, not gonna.
It's one of our superpowers.
I will get a surrogate. I will adopt IVF. I am not giving birth to a child.
IVF is literally injecting yourself with hormones to get pregnant. So I think there's a lot of misinformation and miseducation when it comes to women, and just knowing what options are out there in the first place, and also what they're even talking about. These women are 21, 22, 25. They do not care about having children, and that's okay. That is on them. They're gonna learn the hard way, as I did too. And honestly, you know, it just sucks because there's so much misinformation from this one little clip alone. Like, IVF is a procedure that you inject yourself with hormones to have children yourself, so you can birth your own children. So please, ladies, don't listen to that.
Oh, that shit is scary. That's so much
here's the
scarier than it sounds like.
You guys got to remember. You guys got to remember. I'm gonna. You guys could say fuck off. I don't agree with you, whatever. But here's the thing. You guys are in your prime right now.
Yeah.
21, 25. You guys are still attractive. You still get attention from men. You're able to hook up with celebs, whatever it is. I'm telling you right here, right now. Well, for her. I'm telling you right here, right now, I'm going to give you the talk that your big brother or your dad or somebody should have told you. As you get older, your options of men are going to dwindle. I'm going to say that again. As you get older, the same men that you're able to get now to spend money on you, take you out on dates, etc., are going to become are going to start to dwindle, because men are attracted to youth and beauty. There's new girls turning 18 every single day. So these high status men are going to go after them and not you anymore. And as your options dwindle, the world isn't going to be as nice and sunshines and rainbows. And you're going to start to realize, okay, I'm tired of having casual sex with high value men. I need someone to fucking lock my ass down. And you're going to want that security and stability to some degree. A lot of the times, children is one of the biggest personification of security and stability.
Oh, no.
He's 100% right about this, like 100% correct. These women think that they're not going to get to that point, and they're young enough to be naive and think that way, but it's going to happen, and it's going to be a rude awakening if they're not mentally or physically prepared for it. But yeah.
Now you might say, no, but I'm telling you.
Can I tell you something?
You could be the exception to the rule, but most women get baby rabies right around 27, 28, 29, 30. As your ability to bring children to term, that's facts.
That's true. I was one of them. But mine came around 30, 31. So yeah, it happens. It comes, your time finally clicks in and the timer starts going off. And at that point, it's all you think about. It's all I think about. It's all I want. It's my reality. And that's just the facts.
That's facts.
Baby
Stop the
rabies.
clock.
And yo,
It's
and
the
yo,
time.
and funny thing, even if you don't want a child, you want a family. You want somebody to be there with you in bed, traveling. So you want somebody in your life. So it's gonna come eventually.
And the last thing I'm going to say, we did a full podcast on this. It's 3 hours long, but if you guys want to put timestamps in there, there's links in there. We did a full podcast on the lies of feminism, how it actually sets up many women, modern day women, to be miserable for the rest of their lives.
Yep.
1 in 4 women is on antidepressant medication. A lot of women nowadays in the 2000s have the lowest approval rating and happiness ratings of ever before. When women were less liberated, they were actually reporting higher. A big predicator of a woman's long-term happiness and fulfillment comes from family and children, not a career.
That's why they make cats and dogs. So guys,
That's so true. It's really interesting to see this dynamic now that I'm in my 30s. When I was in my 20s, all I was focused on was my career and advancing my career and being the boss babe and all that other stuff. Now that I'm married and want children, that is all I think about. That is my number one goal. That is just my reality, and that's a reality for a lot of women, even if they don't want to admit it. Even the boss babes that I know, even those entrepreneurs, they will freeze their eggs. They will go through all of these procedures, spend a lot of money to freeze their eggs for that. Hopefully one day they will be able to have those children. But the harsh reality is that so many women after the age of 35, approaching your 40s and 50s, 60s, 70s, if you don't have a family, if you don't have children at that point, the career at some point will dwindle away. It will just become whatever to you. There's only so many milestones that you can hit in business for you to feel successful or for you to feel anything, and then you're gonna want the next thing. And unfortunately, by the time you hit the age of your mid 30s and 40s, you know, time's up. And especially if it's your first child. So it's so important to not think this way, to start, you know, understanding that these are lies that feminist theory is teaching you. This is stuff that is being bombarded at you daily, monthly, weekly, all this stuff. It started happening at a very young age for my generation, millennials, and now it's just progressing into every generation moving forward. And what's sad about it is that so many women will end up not married, not having children, and alone, and that is not what you want. You want to have a marriage, you want to have a husband, you want to have kids. That will give you so much more in life than just that career. If women don't come to this realization, time's going to be up, and I don't want that for any of you. That is why I'm speaking about this topic today, because it's so important that we as women understand these are lies that are being told to us, that are being programmed into us to say you should not have kids, you should not desire to have kids, you should not desire to have a husband, a family, or anything like that. And that is a lie. That is a lie to make us unhappy, to make us miserable people walking around. And, you know, unfortunately, some of these women are going to die alone, and that is not what you want for your life.
so guys, real talk. If you want to invest in cat food, and dog food.
Yeah, have a dog.
Yeah. And
He's really cute.
another thing I will say too is that the least happy demographic of women, I could give you guys the links and studies after this, is a woman that's earning between 50 to 100K a year that's in her 40s without children.
Can I share something with you guys real quick?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
There's something I found out about myself recently.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I went to the doctors and he told me that I had like a really high level of prolactin. I didn't know what that was, but it's apparently like you have stress if you're really stressed, or in women that are like producing breast milk or are pregnant, they have prolactin. And I didn't know. I straight up, I'm not pregnant, guys. I know that for a fact.
You're just extra fertile, probably.
But no, that shit actually affected me. Like, for some reason, the past year, I've just really been focused on getting married and I want to have kids, and that's never been me. And it's just been that way, and it's just my hormones. So I know I'm not the only one going through this, but like, I just wanted to put it out there.
Thank you for being honest about that. Seriously, thank you for being honest about that. And hey, that's not to say like, oh,
there's so many fertility tests out there that you can take. Modern Fertility is one of them. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not sponsored by saying that, but you can check your levels now in your 20s to see if you can produce as many eggs as you can, if you have enough estrogen and progesterone that your body is creating, if you're deficient in iron, magnesium, all these different things that you need for childbearing. And it's interesting, once you find out these things, and once you find out, oh, you have lower levels of this or that, it changes things for you, because now your timer is really going and really kicking into gear. And just like this woman, now she really wants to have a family. Now she really wants to have kids, because she knows that her body is either fertile or not fertile enough. And if you are wasting your 20s just hooking up with everyone that you come into contact with and not being intentional about dating, it can be a problem when you actually go into your 30s and try to settle down with someone, and now you find out that your levels are so low, or that you can't even have children, or that there's going to be complications and that you have to do IVF or other treatments like that. Like, this is the reality for a lot of women in their 30s. You could have mitigated these things early on in your life, in your 20s, if you got preventative testing, if you got things that would help you understand what your body, what's happening with your body, and understand, okay, well, this might not be something that I want now, but this might be something that I could potentially want in the future. Let me take a test. Let me understand what my levels are. Let me see if I can produce as many eggs as I can. And at that point, from that point, you can actually say, hey, okay, I have a little bit more time, or no, I really want to have children now. I really want to take this on in my life. I want to be the big sister to any young woman out there that is fighting this urge, fighting, you know, this desire in your heart to have children, to have a family, to have a husband. It's okay. You can have these things and still have the career. You can still do all of these things and not be less than what society says that you are. You need to stop lying to yourself. You need to stop lying to your family and friends, and you need to come to terms with the fact that you are a woman. These are things that you desire, and it's okay to desire them. All right, guys, so that is my video today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys got something from this video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up down below, subscribe down to the channel, and leave me your comments. Let me know what you think about this. If you guys came from this video right here, I am so grateful that you have joined my channel, and I will be making so many more videos in the future. So please make sure that you're subscribed and you turn on your notifications. All right, guys, I will see you in my next one. Bye.